Well, hello one and hello all. You join us on a minisode of Ghosts of Boyfriend's Past. Liz Best sits across from me and I'm Tom Harris.
We're sitting in opposite places. Tom needed to plug his phone in and I'm feeling a little bit discombobulated
And
being on the
we're
opposite
both
side
in
of the studio.
Different seats, different microphones, and we have no idea what to do with ourselves.
Hopefully our levels are fine because we didn't bother checking them.
Not at all. Welcome to our little minisode. Today we have a question-themed minisode.
Yep, it's where we don our agony aunt and uncle hats and we try to help you solve your problems with love.
That's right. Journey through the mysterious world of love and romance with us, dear readers, and we thank you for joining us. Elizabeth Best, do you feel that in any scenario that there is merit to playing hard to get?
Yes.
Yes.
But not in a real, it's more don't be too keen, in my opinion. Zane has pulled his microphone. No, he's just trying to get rid of it. So we flooded a little bit today. And I thought that by pulling down his microphone, he wanted to talk. But no, just trying to figure out where the moisture is in the studio today.
So you reckon don't be too keen?
Yeah, I'm not about
behalf?
playing hard to get, right? I'm not about being you can't have me, I'm going to make you jump through hoops. But I also don't think you need to play your entire hand straight away because sometimes our brains can run away with us. And we've talked about this on previous episodes where we kind of race to the finish line in a relationship and we're already imagining, our whole lives together. And I don't feel like that's necessary to put down right at the start because then, that can scare people away or it can set up unrealistic expectations or actually put your relationship behind the rose-colored glasses that you can't kind of come back from. So I don't think don't put people through unnecessary trials to win your heart.
Yes.
But don't put your heart on the table and give it to them before they've earned it.
Yep, that sounds fair. I'll be super generic and broad here. We seem to hate having to puzzle out clues and we get drip fed information about what women want, and we're much more black and white, I think, in that regard.
But if someone's also I've dated guys where I've been I'm keen, I'm into you, and they've gone, what do I do with that? They're they like the chase, and once the chase is over, they're just okay, I'm donezo. Okay.
So there is
depends who you're dating, I guess.
So playing hard to get, room for
play the player, not the game. Maybe that's one.
I like it.
Yeah.
Sorry, you've amused me there, and I just chuckled to myself. Liz, do you have a question?
I do. Hi guys, not sure what I'm looking for. Maybe some advice or some reassurance.
Okay, we can do that.
26. I've been with my boyfriend for about 5 years and I've not been happy for quite some time. We've had many talks, we've tried working through things, but nothing has changed. I'm not sure how I tell him that I don't want to be with him anymore. My anxiety has been preventing me from bringing it up because I am so worried about his emotions and how he will feel. He's always said things like, please don't leave me, or you're all I have, and it makes it so much harder. We also live together. Any advice for me? I've been feeling this way for quite a while, so I know it's what I want. I'm just having a hard time getting it off my chest.
Dear reader, first of all, congratulations for getting it off your chest. You've taken the first step. You've articulated these thoughts. You're puzzling it out. You've written it down. It's coming out. You're not responsible, dear reader, for your partner's emotions or the response to being dumped or broken up with. Okay. Hey, we can't. This can't work out anymore, and we have to break up. From that point, you're not responsible for how they feel, how they react, what they do, what they say. You're in charge of you, baby boy or girl, whoever's writing in. So that's issue one. Issue two is you're saying, I'm worried that I've got, my partner says, please don't ever leave me, or you're all I've got. That's kind of emotional blackmail.
That's because not kind of, that is.
Because it is. And so that's two things you probably don't want to hear straight off the bat. But maybe, unfortunately, reader, that's the way it's going to go. Maybe
knowing that that's their partner being manipulative will make their decision and way forward a bit easier.
Go on, Liz.
I can't agree more with what you've said. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Fantastic. I'll keep going. There's a third issue where, okay, you stay with this person for the next 30 years, right? And suddenly you're 56 and you've been in a relationship with someone for 35 years and you do nothing about it. What does that relationship look like now? You know, if you stay in a relationship for not wanting to hurt them or for whatever reasons, you're only going to do yourself or the pair of you a disservice, particularly if you've identified that it's not currently going to, and it won't get better. Staying in it doesn't automatically fix it, right?
No, you're prolonging a difficult situation. This is very much a rip the Band-Aid off situation. Yeah. It's short-term pain for long-term gain.
Yes, exactly. So
it's hard. Like, it's so hard, especially when somebody has been emotionally manipulating you like that. But you have to see please don't leave me, you're all I have. That is 100% designed to manipulate your emotions and to keep you there.
As to how you go around actually doing it, Liz herself hates breaking up with people. Hates being the one to do it.
It makes my skin crawl.
I'm sure no one, sick people will enjoy doing it, but most people don't like it. It is uncomfortable for most people to break up with someone.
I go by the method of word vomit. I just say it and then it's out. I'm just like, I'm sorry, I can't do this anymore. And then you've already said it. The dam has been broken, and then you can start the waterfall of the whys and the wherefores and the how do we do this.
Yes. So, dear reader, you wrote in a question that I think you want answers to, and in writing the question, you probably there's already a solution in somewhere in the lizard brain, in the back middle of your brain, that knows that this relationship is probably going to end from what I can hear.
Yeah.
You writing into us seems to have pushed you along that road a little bit there. So the advice is, if you want to break up, it has to happen, right?
Yeah. And you can do this.
Yes.
I think that's the biggest thing, is that you can do this. You're doing yourselves both a service. I was going to say not disservice, but you're doing yourself both a good thing by ripping that Band-Aid off. Because you're stopping wasting both of your time. And it's hard, but what we can give you here is words of reassurance. You can do it. You're being manipulated. Just say the words, and once the sentence is out, it's fine.
And you're not responsible for your partner's emotions and how they deal with a breakup. All right, you're not in charge. You're in charge of you.
Only you.
Not them. Gee whiz! Thank you for writing in, dear reader. And you don't always want to hear what we have to say. You know, you want to. People write in and they want to hear us say, it's fine, you'll be married and happy for the rest of time. So if you don't get the answer that you really want to hear, I apologize for that, but thank you for writing in and thank you for being brave, dear reader. Elizabeth Best, along the similar theme, how do you deal with rejection?
Not well.
You
Tom.
don't. You don't deal with it.
No, it depends if it's something I really want or not. I have dealt with rejection of people who I haven't super been into, and you just kind of roll with the punches. But when it's something that you really want, my anxiety makes me worry myself sick. So I tend to, when I get broken up with, if it's been a long-term relationship, I do, it physically manifests for me.
Yeah, I understand.
When it's a smaller rejection, I'm very much a once bitten, twice shy. So if I'm like, hey, how about you and me? We go back to my house, and they're like, yeah, nah. And I'm like, okay, 6 months later, I'll ask someone else. What about you?
Not having been rejected in a while, I can't just say, I have to preface it. My immediate response would be like, I'm cool with it, as everyone should be.
Yeah.
You should be quite stoic and understanding, and because you're not the main character. Everyone thinks you're the main character of the movie, but you're not. You're just a twat in some clothes, walking around and saying things to other people.
This whole life is an ensemble cast, man. This whole world.
That's right. So it is tempting when someone that look at her, and she rejects you. It is tempting to go, and fall apart and histrionics and tantrums.
Yeah, it's the tantrums that I can't stand. They're like, well, you just missed out on a nice guy. Fuck you, bitch. Yeah. You're not. I hear that so often, and you can't lash out at somebody.
You have to get a handle on your own ego there, buddy boy. So I think, my first response, my immediate response would be, no, I'm quite cool. But I'm sure at the time, the real answer would be something less.
Would you
less
joke?
stoic.
Would you turn around and go, "Oh, I wasn't really asking; it was a joke"? But good to know how you feel. Comedy, bye.
No, it would be self-deprecating. It would be, oh well, you did that was a smart choice on your
fair
behalf.
move.
Try and bow out quietly. But I believe the advice would be, no, you're not the main man in this here film. So no one has time for your histrionics.
No,
maybe my advice.
Yeah. I agree. Like, I think it's very much like rejection is difficult to take. It depends how much you've invested in it.
But what are the odds of that you're going to change their mind? Pretty low. So you have to sort of swing and a miss and sort of shoulder it and move on.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh, I should take our own advice, Tom. I'm so bad at it.
Wouldn't
I got
that
turned down once, like 6 months ago, and I'm like, cool, no more dating for Liz. I'm done.
Our lives would be amazing if we only took our own advice.
I know.
That's how I live my life. I constantly dish out advice to people and life lessons and all that. Don't follow it myself at all.
No, I'm sitting in the corner rocking back and forth like an anxious, depressive mess.
Quick cheeky one. What clothing arouses you in someone else?
What, just like regular clothing?
Because I saw this crop up elsewhere, and one big answer from women was men rolling up their sleeves of a business shirt.
Oh, that's kind of hot. Well, the business shirt, but like business casual. So you're like, I can do business, but also I'm cool.
Yeah.
It depends on the person and if the clothes are wearing them or they're wearing the clothes.
Yeah, because my lovely lady is more attracted to the suit than the man in the suit. I've discovered.
Yes.
She'll see a man in a suit and go, oh, wow, look at him. But then she'll look at his face and go, actually, I prefer the suit. So the suit seems to be a big answer for a lot of people.
I'm a little bit partial to t-shirt with blazer. I know that seems really wanky, but
yes.
that was a big thing. Like, I'm probably showing my age here. Like t-shirt blazer, I'm not sure if that's still a thing or not, but I just think I think I enjoy it because it's like, hey, I do have nice clothes, but also I'm casual.
Yeah, I'm not stressing at all.
Yeah. What about?
As a child from the 90s, it's not really clothing, but it's an accessory, a choker.
Oh, lady.
They're
back. Did you know they're back? They are back with a vengeance.
Thrilled for it. Brilliant work, everybody. Yeah. I don't know what is something in the 90s like.
You know what else is back? Short tartan skirts. And Doc Martens.
Damn time.
Yeah.
I can take or leave the Doc Martens, but yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, there are some items of clothing that the gender you're attracted to and just put on, and you're like, that worked.
I've got a friend who's obsessed with women when they wear over the knee socks.
Yeah. Oh, yep.
Like knee-high socks or thigh-high socks. Yeah, especially if they're stripy.
Yeah. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah, and no matter what, or knee-high boots, like.
Yeah, and she's really into you, and she really likes you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really into that item of clothing when they're into you, where they really like you. That's the hottest item of clothing ever.
Don't call me a cunt. Oh, yes,
so attractive.
Fantastic.
Well, yeah, that's a little bit of we'll post this one in the group. Is there a particular item of clothing that people wear that you just go,
yes, please.
Come to me, please, now. Come to me now.
It could be a trench coat. Could be a scarf.
No, a trench coat.
It could be anything.
Are you into flashes? That's fine. Just tell us.
Hey, we'll get some weird and wacky answers. I'm sure of it.
Yep.
Fantastic. Please write in if you stories or answers to any of these silly questions. Write them in to ghostsofboyfriendspast@gmail.com.
And if you've actually got any answers, if you ever hear us ask a question on air and you want to chime in, Ghosts of Boyfriends Past Group Therapy, chime in, give that advice, and we will make sure it gets to the person.
That's where we want to go.
Zane?
As an asexual person,
yes.
This whole thing makes no sense to me.
That's fine.
You're like,
and
clothing
Tom's
attractive?
ridiculous started just there was just amazing. Thank you very much.
You're
but I'm
very
just going to
welcome.
say the item of clothing that always makes me think that person knows what they're doing and they've got life sorted out. Man or woman, just in a smoking jacket.
Yeah.
Just, they're relaxing in a smoking jacket, done.
Yes,
Yeah,
very
nice.
good. So it's clothing. It's not just a straight or gay question. It's a one and all. You can take people dress themselves, and you can see that and be attracted to the quality in it.
Yeah.
I like
Do you
it.
know what? Like, I know so many women who wear like corsets and smoking jackets, and I always look at them and go, you got shit sorted.
Yeah, anything.
You mean business? You know what's happening.
Literally anything that Cillian Murphy is wearing or not wearing, I'm fine with. Anything he's wearing, anything at all. So, yeah.
All right, we'll post that in the group straight after recording so that you can chime in. But if you want to be on one of our main episodes, ghostsofboyfriendspast@gmail.com or that'snotcanon.com/ghostsofboyfriendspast. Please rate, review, subscribe. You can review on Spotify now if you've listened to a couple of episodes. So if you've been sitting there hearing our call outs for Apple reviews going, how do I do this? You can now do it through Spotify, through Podchaser, even just by telling the person that you're sitting next to at work that our podcast exists. That's pretty much the same thing. But until next week, keep dating people. We get stories from it. I like it.
When you walk through an art museum, what happens?
You see some interesting things, you see some not so interesting things, and if you're like me at all, you're probably a little bit sleepy.
Well, grab a cafecito and listen up. It's Art Slice, a palatable serving of art history.
I'm Russell Shoemaker.
I'm Stephanie Dueñas. We are not your daddy's art history podcast. We are both artists, so we look at art history through that perspective. We cover the artists you know and those that have been ignored for so many different reasons.
We look at the context of the time, we compare it to today.
We don't dumb anything down, but, and this is a big but,
Heyo.
we like to have a good time, okay? Nos gusta to goof around, all right? We have hungry pantry mons that might startle you. It's a long story.
We feed them art materials. Art is just a visual language, so in order for us to interpret what we think it's saying, we hijack the work.
Right. How do you like that for an art heist?
Exactly. And ultimately, we decide if it belongs in our Art Slice Museum on top of the Art Slice hilltop.
So if this all sounds good to you, join us on Art Slice, a palatable serving of art history.